guys, it's Ty and welcome back to my channel. So I have officially been on Booktube for 2 years. It is my 2-year anniversary and I'm really excited because it has been like the longest 2 years, but also the shortest 2 years ever. I feel like within this period, a lot has happened, yet as far as like my YouTube career goes, it has flown by. But this is just going to be a really chit-chatty sort of video. I just kind of want to tell you guys some of the things that I feel like has been going well within these 2 years, some things that I feel like I have struggled with as far as like YouTube goes, and then hopefully this will help some people decide whether or not they should start a YouTube. So we will go ahead and get started. So like I said, it's been 2 years. I have overall had a really good experience within like the Booktube space of YouTube, and I have a whole video that I will link somewhere just kind of like explaining how I got back into reading and how I discovered Booktube. But the reason why I started my channel was because, just like everybody else, I wanted to be a part of this community so that I can connect with other readers. I don't have a lot of people in my personal life that reads as much as I do, and I just wanted to be able to connect with other readers. And I feel like that's one of the things that I have been able to accomplish within these 2 years that I'm so happy about. And I see that, people have within Booktube, they have like a lot of conversation about how they should go about interacting with other people. And just to throw my 2 cents in on that, I would say the best way to do that, or the best ways to do that, is one, just comment on people that you watch content, because people do answer their comments. I, for one, make sure that I try to answer everybody's comments, and if I can't answer them, or if it's not really something to answer, at least like and acknowledge comments. And then 2, the thing that really helped me out with interacting with people and having conversations with people is to get on another social media platform outside of YouTube. So I tried Twitter. Twitter is not my thing. I have tried Twitter, just not even for like bookish stuff, but just Twitter, and Twitter's not my thing. So I went ahead last year and got on Bookstagram. So I have a personal Instagram, and then I got on Bookstagram, and that is where I started talking to all kinds of people, and that probably changed a lot for me as well as my channel. And so from there, like conversations that would take place on Instagram, those would then bleed over to stuff that would happen on YouTube. So I would say, like, if you are having, trouble connecting with people on YouTube, try other social media platforms to reach out to people through. So if, YouTube's not working, try Instagram. A lot of people try Twitter. I'm probably one of the only people that doesn't have a Twitter. I'm not sad about it. But try Twitter, and then, try TikTok. I have a TikTok. I do not use it for bookish content. That's going to be the one social media platform that I refuse to use for any bookish content. I just can't do it. I'm on TikTok all the time, but I just do not watch any bookish content on there at all. No, I look at enough bookish content. I'm saving that for other stuff. So, but yes, if you want to talk to other people and you feel like you just cannot do it on YouTube, or you're having a lot of trouble like reaching out, or people aren't responding to your comments fast enough, I would say try to reach out to people through other social media platforms. Another thing I am happy about, but also has been a struggle for me since joining YouTube, is like the amount of reading that I have been able to do. So before joining Booktube, I always was like obviously a reader, but I always thought I read a lot of books. And I would say that I was probably averaging maybe like, I don't know, 20 books, maybe 25 books a year. To me, that was a lot of books. I still think that's a lot of books. I feel like any amount of books that you read in a year is a lot. If you read one book a year, great. But when I started watching Booktube before I even joined Booktube, and I was noticing the amount of books people was reading, I thought that was ludicrous. I was like, that is insane. How are people getting through that amount of books? And that was one of the reasons why I was hesitant to even start a channel, because I just felt like I was never going to be able to keep up with other people. But then I was like, well, I'm not going to worry about other people. I can only worry about myself. I can only keep pace with myself. So when I started my channel, I've then realized that I was going to have to find a way to kind of read more than I normally would, because I felt like I had to have content, because if I'm not reading, I don't have anything to talk about. So I had to quickly find a balance. So since starting Booktube, I have been reading way more than 20 books a year. But I also have had to, find a good balance between not like killing myself trying to read a whole bunch of books and having this thought in the back of my mind that I have to keep up with people who are reading like 300-400 books a year, and just doing a pace that's good for me, but also reading enough to where I feel like I have enough content to film for people who watch my channel. I hope that makes sense. So I had to find like a happy medium, because I am somebody that, works full time outside of this, and I have to like juggle all of that, but also have a life outside of trying to make content. So I just had to, find a happy medium. But the good thing that happened from all of that is I have been able to get through a lot more books, which is great because I love to read. So I've been able to find a way to get through more books per year. So one of the things I have really enjoyed about Booktube is just discovering new authors, new genres, new books in general. Because before I joined Booktube, I was watching Booktube for a long time. I had watched for years before I decided to join. And so before then, I was only reading one type of book. I was reading what you would consider urban fiction. So I didn't realize that there was like, a difference between like this is going to sound crazy. I didn't know there was a difference between like young adult and adult. I didn't know there was something called new adult, which I think that's a newer thing. But I didn't know that there was, science fiction, fantasy, and all of that. I didn't know about all of that. So discovering Booktube like blew my mind. So then joining Booktube and discovering even more creators and the different things that they were reading just opened up my eyes to even more different reads. And so that's one of the other things that I really do like about being on Booktube. And then again, with being on Booktube, that bleeds over into like Bookstagram, because you see different things over there sometimes that you don't see on Booktube. Because I feel like sometimes, this is a criticism on Booktube, is that everybody is talking about the same things, and it's like, I guess, but not really. Because people can be talking about the same things if you're watching people who read the same type of books. But if you follow people who read from different genres, you'll see different type of things. So I tend to follow people who read from all different type of genres. Same thing on Bookstagram. And I read and I see all different types of things. Being in this community, I have been exposed to all different types of books. So at this point, I don't know what I like anymore. I will read anything that sounds interesting at this point. That's kind of just where I'm at. If it has a good synopsis, sign me up. I would say out of the 2 years that I have been on Booktube, there have been like 2 major challenges that I have had to get over. One of them is channel growth. The reason why I say that one is a challenge is because there have been like these moments where I have wanted to give up. And this is just me being 100% transparent, because there have been so many people that have started Booktube all at the same time. So I started my channel clearly at the tail end of 2020, and so many people started their channels at some point in 2020 when the pandemic started. Not sure if it was because we all just had extra time on our hands or what. I am still considered a really small channel, and there have been people whose channels have like skyrocketed, and I, for the life of me, cannot figure out what it is. Now, to be fair, some people that have started their channels around the same time as me, I'm not sure if they came in already knowing other YouTubers and maybe that has helped, so they had other people promoting their channels. Not sure. I know for me that when I started my channel, I knew absolutely nobody. So I came into this like a newborn baby. I knew nobody. I had no connections. I was fresh out the gate. So I'm not sure if that played a part in this, but it just still feels like after 2 years, my channel has been growing so slow. I have had like a few spurts here or there, but I feel like my channel has grown super slow. That has gotten into my head at a few points, but then I've had to stop and tell myself that I'm happy at where I'm at right now, because I know that everybody that is subscribed to me is here for me. So I am happy for that. I am building the community that I want to build, and everybody that is here because they want to be. So however I grow, I will take it. And the subscribers will come and the views will come when they come, however they come. So that is just like one of the things that I struggle with. And I feel like anybody that's coming onto Booktube or YouTube in general, I feel like everybody struggles with that, because you get this false sense of as soon as you get on YouTube, you just make a couple of videos and all of a sudden your subscriber count's gonna go up. You're gonna have all of these views, and it is definitely not like that unless you have some video that takes off or you have help with like promotion for your channel, or the YouTube algorithm is just like really in your favor. Because it's hard to like grow your channel. And so that is like one of the things that is really hard and can get you down if you are someone who worries about that. And I'm not necessarily saying that I'm worried about it, but if we're being real, you do create content for people to watch. And so when you feel like nobody's watching it, you kind of get this sense of, what am I doing it for? But that goes back to me saying I'm here to meet people and to be a part of the community. And so I'm already here. I'm meeting people and I'm a part of the community. So I'm doing exactly what I said I wanted to do. Another thing that I feel like has happened since I've been on, Booktube, and I have heard a few people make some videos about this, and I have to tell myself this all the time. And I've gotten better at it and a little bit more relaxed about it. But I tend to stress out sometimes about Booktube in general. And this is supposed to be a hobby for me. But when I feel like I'm having those moments where I don't feel like reading and it's affecting whether or not I'm going to have content to put out, and then, or if I just don't feel like filming, and now that's messing up like my filming schedule or something, and now it's pushing like videos back, and then it stresses me out, and now I'm stressed out. I have to like sit back and remind myself, like, I'm not getting paid for this. This is a hobby. I am doing this because I like to read, and I just want to put out my thoughts about the books that I wanted to read to people in the community. So that is like one of the things that I have had to get over, is to not stress out about a hobby. Until I see a paycheck from this, and I don't think I'm going to be seeing one of those for a long time, and even if I did see a paycheck, it's not going to be big enough for me to stress out about. I do not need to be stressing out about Booktube. So I have had to have some serious talks with myself about not stressing out. It is so easy to do when you care about the stuff that you're putting out, and when you want to put out something that's good and you want people to, also care about what they're watching. So I've had to take several steps back a few times and just, tell myself it's okay. If you have to skip a week or two, that's fine. It's not the end of the world. It's okay. You are fine. So overall, I just feel like I have had a really good experience on Booktube. I have been able to interact with a lot of other different content creators. The people that I have interacted with have been so nice and kind. I have not met anybody who has not been nice or kind. So that has been a wonderful experience. And I have just kind of learned to get into a groove of what kind of content works for me. I'm excited for 2023 and some of the ideas that I have for what I want to try next year. And I think I'm going to make a separate video for all the stuff that I am looking forward to for next year. There are some new genres that I am going to, not new genres, but different type of stuff that I'm going to try and start reading next year. And even though I've had some stuff that I've been, worried about since joining Booktube, overall, I have just had a really good experience. I would say if you are somebody that has been hesitant to start a channel, just start it. Just start it and see what happens. If it's something that you find out doesn't work for you, then just stop. I have several times since I've started my channel have wanted to stop, but that feeling never lasts long. Other than that, it has been a wonderful 2 years, and we will see if I will make it to year 3. So with that being said, I will see you guys next time. Bye.